Hello, children. Let's learn the story. Robinson Crusoe discovers a footprint from Unit 3. Children, you know Robinson Crusoe, he loves to sail, and so he became a sailor. Once, Robinson Crusoe's ship had been destroyed by the sea. He had been alone for many years and longed for company, that is, he longed for a friend. One day, he discovers a footprint on the sand. Now, let's listen to Robinson Crusoe what he says after discovering the footprint of a man in the island. One day, when I was going towards my boat, I was surprised to see the footprint of a man on the sand. I stood amazed. I listened. I looked around me. I could neither hear nor see anything. I went up higher to look down. I went up the shore and down the shore. But it was no good. I could find no other footprint but that one. I went to it again to see if there were any more footprints and to tell if it had been my imagination. But I was not mistaken, for there was exactly the print of a foot, toes, heel, every part of a foot. Children, one day Robinson Crusoe he went towards his boat. There, Robinson he was surprised to see a footprint of a man on the sand. Seeing that footprint, he looked everywhere to see someone is there, but no one he could find. He thought himself that the footprint he saw would have been his imagination, but it was not the imagination. He came to know that the footprint it was real. I could not imagine how it came there. I stayed a long time thinking but became more and more confused. At last, I returned home very frightened, looking behind me after every 2 or 3 steps, mistaking every bush and tree to be a man. When I came to my cave, which I called my castle, he called his own cave as castle. Castle, which means a large building with thick walls to protect against any attack. I ran inside it as if I was being chased. I do not remember whether I used the ladder or went in by the hole in the rock, which I called the door. Robinson Crusoe, Robinson, after seeing the footprint in the island, he got confused and he returned home with fear. He ran fast to his cave thinking that he was being chased by some other person. I did not sleep that night. The more I thought about what I had seen, the more afraid I became. I thought it could be one of the savages of the mainland who had wandered out to the sea in a small boat. Luckily, I was not on shore at that time, but what if he had seen my boat? If he had seen the boat, he would have realized that someone lived on the island and would soon return with others to kill and eat me. Robinson Crusoe he got afraid and thought that the footprint could be one of the wild men of the island. And also he thought himself that what if the wild man had seen his boat and returns back with other friends to kill him? And so I lay fearful for many days and prayed for protection. In doing so, I was much comforted and began going out to investigate. But even now, as I went forward, I looked behind me frequently because I was still very frightened. Again, Robinson Crusoe he began to investigate. That is, he got interested to know more about the footprint. He went to the island. He He thought to go back to the island to know more about the footprint. However, as I went about for 2 or 3 days and saw nothing, I became a little bolder. I decided to go down to the shore again and examine the footprint once more. I decided to measure it with my own foot mark. As I came closer to the footprint, I realized that it could not be my footprint because I had not come to this part of the beach since a long time. Secondly, as I placed my foot alongside the footprint, it seemed larger than my own. Robinson again he got confident, he became more confident and he decided to go back to the place to know more about the footprint. So he began to investigate. He went back to the island and he thought that to that place he didn't go recently. Also, he thought to measure his own foot with that footprint. And finally, he came to know that the footprint it was not his own. It didn't match his own foot. My fear returned. I went home again, believing that there was someone there. Yes, the island was inhabited. So Robinson, knowing that the footprint didn't match his own foot, once again Robinson he got afraid and he went home, believing that the island was inhabited. That is, the island would have been occupied by some other people. So, children, this is the story of how Robinson Crusoe he discovered a footprint in the island. Thank you, children. Happy learning.